Welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner podcast. My name is Coach Scott. I'll be your host today. It is Monday, April 19th. 5 a.m. warriors are back into effect this week, guys. I'm telling you, we have sort of turned a corner here. I think I'm back on the 5 a.m. schedule, and I got up this morning and went swimming back in the pool. So great to be back in the pool. Got a good swim in. This was, I went once before. It was kind of like, just get in and get wet, get kind of used to the water again. And this time I finally got in the pool for a decent stretch. I think I did about 1,200 yards. Which kind of, as an old guy, things are a little creaky, things are a little achy, but hey, back in the pool, 5 a.m., this needs to happen. It needs to come back. We're going to talk about that, towards the back end of the podcast as well. Did not have a podcast on Friday. I was being a good son-in-law and husband, and picked up my mother-in-law in New York City. We've been doing this a lot lately, and skipping some Friday podcasts, but this was necessary, and unfortunately wasn't able to put out a podcast on Friday. But the good news is that's kind of like the last time I have to do this for quite some time, so we can kind of expect us to be back on that Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule a little bit more consistently. Consistency. That's a good word for the day. Consistency. Going forward. And we'll be on that schedule. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll be hitting those dates for the next few weeks, foreseeable future. Let's just call it. Because we missed Friday, we missed talking about some people that were out doing some races from Team Ordinary. Again, if you're on Team Ordinary, put your races up on the race calendar. We'll announce them on the podcast. We had 2 people out doing races last week. We had Jen Bergstrom doing the, I can't remember, the Desert Rats 50K. That's what it was, ultra marathon. Great job out there, Jen, out in Fruta, Colorado. Fruta. I'm sorry, I'm getting like the fruta. It's a pretty word, fruta. It's like there's no saying that word tough, right? That's what I was thinking. It was like there's no, like if you're like a big weightlifter guy from Fruta, it doesn't work. See, it doesn't work. You can't really say it and be tough. It's fruta. You just have to own it. Just gotta take it up a fruta. See, I'm telling you. Anyway, back to our runners this weekend. Congratulations, Jen, by the way. Another ultra marathon. Love to see it. Matt Shore in Baldwinsville, New York, doing the Earth Day 5K. Matt, I tell you, I saw you post your time and say you were a little disappointed in the time, but I got to tell you, man, it's your improvement in the last 3 or 4 months is not like just a little bit of improvement. It's like exponential improvement. You're doing an awesome job, and I tell you, I don't know if you've broken 30 minutes on a 5K in the past, but it's coming. It's coming soon. If you haven't done it in the past, it's coming soon. You're going to be doing it real soon. I think that's an awesome, mark to get through. Let's just call it a notable milestone, right, to get through. And it's coming real soon. So congratulations on your run this weekend. Keep it up, dude. It's good to see. Exponential improvement. Ordinary Marathon is coming in a few weeks, May 7th through May 16th, our 10-day event. We put out a schedule today. Every day was going to have like some sort of theme or sort of event within the event. And I love the way we've got it laid out this week. I should have printed it off and had it in front of you. I'd have read off all the days. We have the Midnight Madness Mile to kick off the race. That is sort of Thursday night, Friday morning, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of like depending on your person, right? You have the studious gentleman, well-educated. Well, technically speaking, 12 a.m. would be Friday morning. And then you'd have, remember being out in college, you don't wake up on Friday, you don't wake up Friday morning and say, yeah, I was out late until Friday morning. Like, no, you don't say it. You say like, oh, I was late. I was out till 1 a.m. on Thursday, right? That's just the way it's Thursday night that's the way it would be. So we're going to, whatever it is, Thursday, Friday, come run with us, Midnight Madness Mile. Every year we seem to pick up more people on the Midnight Madness Mile. It started out, the first year was just me. I thought I was going to get some participation. Didn't happen. The second year we got a couple more. Last year we had probably like 6 or 7 people doing it, maybe even more than that. And this year I got a feeling, come on, Come on, Midnight Madness Mile. We'll drag a few more people out, I think, at midnight to whether you guys run outside. Some of you guys run outside. I'm at least inside in the treadmill. Still counts, but man, I give it to you a little bit more. Takes a little bit more toughness to do those outdoor runs at midnight, but it's pretty cool. Good way to kick off the event. And then we have Mother's Day. We're doing Zoom calls to open the event on Saturday and to close the event on the last Sunday. And then we're going to pay tribute to some of the foundation's programs and just sort of acknowledge the causes behind them, whether it be the Running for Autism program, or we're going to do a sign run on your run for our deaf and hard of hearing athletes program. We are going to pay tribute. What are we doing? The Run for the Fallen. That will be the quintessential event, I believe. That will be the defining event of this Ordinary Marathon this year. By the way, again, you don't have to run 26.2 miles. People always ask me that. You don't have to do that. However, I do recommend, if you're going to participate and you're going to run some of those days, or even if you're going to go for a walk, you're going to walk some of those days. I tell people all the time, man, we have a trail near us. It's 3 miles down and back. It's a 5K. It's 3.1 miles down and back. You go out there 9 out of 10 days and you just walk down and back, and you've done it. You've done it. You even get an off day. You've done the 26.2. But if you don't want to do that much, if you don't have that in you, if you don't think that's a reasonable or achievable goal for you, I just recommend you sign up for the race and just set an achievable, reasonable goal for yourself and just go after it. You can surely participate on a day-to-day basis, and that's absolutely fine. But sometimes, give yourself a goal. Give yourself something to shoot for. It makes it worthwhile. Again, all those themes, all the Run for the Fallen this year. Again, the event defining. This is just what I believe. This will be the event defining day of our race. Again, just getting a lot of calls, a lot of emails about it, a lot of messages about it. This is how it works. You are going to, if you want to participate, just ask me for a 15-minute time slot. We will assign you one. During those 15 minutes, the 15 minutes are yours. The idea is to get on social media, very likely our Ordinary Marathoners Facebook discussion group page, and click on that Facebook Live and talk about your lost loved one, whoever it is, whoever you're paying tribute to on that day. And it doesn't have to be someone who lost their life in combat or in action. It can be a retired service member. Stephanie's going to run for her dad. Her dad passed about 2 or 3 years ago, and her dad was very proud of his service in the U.S. Marine Corps. And she's going to run. She's very proud of him for serving in the Marine Corps. She's going to run in his honor, and I think that's going to be very meaningful to her. I'm just saying that the options are open. I want to just define this for you guys so that you know what the options are. Again, participate in the Ordinary Marathon. Ask for the time slot and honor a fallen service member. You get your 15 minutes. You can go on. You can talk about, if you'd like, talk about them for 15 minutes. You get the 15 minutes. It's yours to do what you want. I ask you to be respectful of those 15 minutes on either side. We don't want to run into other people's time. I think, what we intend to do is to get on and talk about Steph's dad, talk about his service, what it meant to him, and then sort of click off this Facebook Live and go run a mile. I know that when Jeff Beeson described this event and how they do it when it's live and not virtual, is they say the service member's name. I believe they even do push-ups. They run the mile, they plant the flag at the end. Very sort of poignant moment, a very respectful moment. I got to tell you, I feel heavy responsibility in making sure we get this right, that it is a solemn tribute and a good, we do this in a respectful manner. So, really looking forward to it. And like I said, drawing a lot of interest. We're building the web pages behind it as we speak. They will be up and running shortly. So if we need the information, we need to know who you're going to run for. We can even put up a little picture on the web page. Those web pages are not going away, because one thing this is about not forgetting. It's about remembering. Remembering what people stood for, what people fought for, and what they gave their lives for, in many cases. So, we're going to do it right. Those names are going to go up on the wall, and they're not going to come down. They're going to go up on that webpage. They'll be up there perpetually as long as that webpage exists. And, the thought is that if you get a time slot this year, you can have it again next year. And you should do the same sort of tribute. Do the same tribute for the same person. Read their names. Talk about their legacy. The point is not to forget. The point is not to forget. And we will leave those names up there. And if you guys, if for whatever reason you don't do the race next year, we'll read those names in tribute. We will. I think it's important. And like I said, I want to do this right. I want to do this responsibly and pay the proper tribute. Again, I think this is an event-defining day for the Ordinary Marathon. OrdinaryMarathon.com. Get up and register. It's only $10. We're really looking for participation. We're looking for people to get involved. We're looking to grow this event, and we're looking to support the charity, Ordinary Marathoner Foundation. And so, I just thank all you guys in advance for already. We're already kind of hitting new levels. We're going to have a lot of people participating, and I look forward to it greatly this year. So thank you. I feel like there's something else I got to talk about here, but I don't know. I got to tell you, this is sort of the theme for today. Got up this morning at 5 a.m. I don't even really know where to go with this. Because I've said everything I said or I need to say, I've said on prior podcasts. I'm just kind of putting it together. And it kind of came together with a number of different things. We had a conference call over the weekend. We do a conference call with a group of nonprofit people who started their own nonprofit, unrelated to running. There's 6 or 7 of us there, but we all kind of, we chat. Some of us are, have had a nonprofit, have worked for nonprofits for years. Some of us are just starting out. We're kind of in the middle. I think we've got all the paperwork done and we're moving forward. We've kind of just begun, but there's folks in the group that haven't even really kind of put forward yet. They're trying, they're developing, they're building, they're doing the things that we did last year when we were kind of creating it. But it's great that we have all this experience and we all want each other to succeed, and we're all kind of trying to answer each other's questions, solve each other's problems, and help each other out. We all want to see each other be successful. And so one of the things, that I heard, the key to good marketing, there was a guy there who, his name's Eric. He might actually come on the podcast. One of the things you find out when you start talking to people, he's raising money for his nonprofit by riding his bicycle from, I think it was Miami to San Diego, cross country kind of thing. So we're going to have him on the podcast. We're going to talk to him about training and stuff like that. But yeah, he basically said, hey, that's the one thing I do good, marketing. And I tell you, the key to marketing is consistency. Consistency. Always be out there doing hit your schedule, hit your marks. Don't let things slide. If you're going to write Facebook posts every day, do it every day. Don't miss. Just be consistent. Be as consistent as you possibly can. And I feel like that lesson carries over so much to our situation in training, especially when it comes to training. Consistency. Fight for the routine. We talk about all the time. Get that routine down and then own it and embrace it. And I got to tell you, could I possibly have written a worse script for myself when we decided about, 4 months ago to drop our 5 a.m. rides some days. We went from doing 5 a.m. rides every single day, 5 a.m. wake up, checking the box before, you get up and it's 6:30, 7 o'clock, you're showered, you're done, you've checked that box, everything else is gravy for that day. Everything else is gravy. 5 a.m. warriors are the people that get up at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. warriors. And man, we were on fire. August, September, October, November, on fire. And then we made the choice to kind of back off of it because we're starting to miss here and there, once a week, maybe twice a week, making bad excuses like I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I missed my alarm. These excuses didn't exist in the beginning. We were just on top of it, warriors. And then all of a sudden they started popping up. And then we said, all right, we're just going to, instead of being rigid with it, instead of supporting one another, instead of saying, all right, we got to get this consistency back, discipline, we went the other way and we said, all right, we're going to allow this. We're going to do 2 days a week. We went to 2 days a week with a kind of a run. We had a run in there on a Wednesday and it was consistently inconsistent, basically. And I went for a walk yesterday with my wife, with Steph, and we go on this about 2.5 mile walk, 2.25, whatever. It takes about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to do it. And we're out there and my mother-in-law's watching the baby. So it's just the two of us and got nothing left to do but talk. I'm just talking out loud about how my training's kind of slipped the last few weeks, last month, maybe. I've been on top of it for a while and it's kind of slipped. And when it slips, it affects things down the pike, right? It always, when you have something that you're doing and you miss it and you have to pick it up later, it affects something else. And it's either going to affect me and my schedule, and things are going to get jumbled up, and I'm not going to be able to do things I could have done during that hour that now I have to work out because I didn't work out at 5 a.m. Or it's going to affect my wife because she has to, I only have an hour, but we have to put the baby to bed. So she's got to do it while I'm on the bike, whatever it may be. You see my point. It affects everything down the pike. Basically speaking, when I am consistent at waking up at 5 in the morning, I am a better person. I'm a better person because that getting that done lifts so much stress off of my shoulders for the rest of the day. It just alleviates that need to get something done, that constantly looking for that 1 hour to get on the bike whenever it may be, as opposed to having a rigid structure, as opposed to being, what's the word? Consistent in training, consistency. And I need to get it back. And I talked to her about this, and I just said, you know what? I need to do it. And so I made the one good thing about, I know you guys are going to say there's no good things about COVID. I will now tell you the one good thing about COVID is that my gym, I renewed my membership at the gym, which I typically use for the pool. I need the pool. Very nice pool, by the way, very comfortable to swim in there. But the one good thing is now it's lane reservations. And some of you guys are like, oh, lane reservations sucks. You got to call ahead. You got to do. But the problem is, or the good thing is, the benefit is that lane is yours. There are no two people in that lane. There is you and nobody. So I can't stand sharing lanes. I can't. I'm a big guy. I need my space. I'm barely, I'm squeezing in that lane as it is. And I get, when we cross, I get very I hit the wall, I hit the lane rope or whatever, whatever it is, it just is annoying. I don't like doing it. It's a benefit to me to have my own lane. So right away, I went on my phone, brand new technology from my gym. You go on your phone and you reserve your lane, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. And now here's the better part. Now I have a date. Now I have a time. Now I have an appointment that I can't miss. And I just said, man, this needs to happen. This needs to happen. Monday, Wednesday, Friday swims, Tuesday, Thursday rides. And it's just gotta be. And the reason it's gotta be is because it just solves all the problems. 5 a.m. Warrior solves all the problems, and it affects me later in the day. It affects me in a good way. It gets me into a better mood. It gets me more productive. It gets me doing things that now I have time. Now I don't have to cram things in. I can be efficient with my time. I can check the boxes. I have remember I told you I have put sticky notes with all the things I need to do. I can get rid of those sticky notes in a more efficient fashion because the box has already been checked and I'm moving on. Not only that, but I tell you, there's some other things that I've been doing that I haven't been doing lately. But last Thursday, I lifted for the first time. I did some bench press, I did squats and lunges with no weights, and then I got on the bike for Thursday night ride. Whew, I tell you, I should not have felt as much in pain, as sore as I was, but I was. It was good. It was good. We wound up doing we did the trivia ride, and then we stuck around with I did another little 45 minutes with Mike Romans that we pushed ourselves pretty hard. That was a good ride Thursday night. And look, it's not that I'm not doing workouts. I'm doing workouts. I'm just not consistently hitting the points where I want to, and especially as it was pertaining to the 5 a.m. And even worse, it was starting to affect me in other ways, staying up too late at night, watching too much TV, playing stupid video games on my phone, opening bottles of wine too often, because if you don't have to wake up at 5 a.m., you can open that bottle of wine at night, and once that bottle of wine is open, I have a tendency to finish it. All right? So if I can keep that bottle of wine closed, because I got to wake up at 5 in the morning, it all adds. All these little things. Guys, all these little things are connected. And, that moment when you wake up at 4:45, no one's happy at 4:45 when that thing rings, 4:30, whatever it may be, depending on what I'm doing, it's different time. But nobody's happy when that alarm rings. Nobody wakes up and start, and giggling like a clown and start juggling. No. That doesn't happen. You're miserable. Of course you're miserable. That's why it's tough. That's why nobody does it. That's why it takes discipline. That's why I use the term warrior, because now it's like I see the people that do it. I'm like, man, that's tough. That's tough. Katie Mayo waking up 5 a.m. all the time, going for runs outside in any kind of weather, rain, snow. That's tough. That is tough. Jeez. So it's hard to do it, but when you do it, the benefits are immense, and it just connects to so many different things down the line during your day, and man, you just feel better at the end of the day. And yeah, it's gonna cause me to have to go to bed a little bit earlier at times, but I tell you, I got up this morning having that swim appointment, and after talking to Steph and talking to and kind of going on it in my head, I'm not fighting the alarm clock. I'm making a conscious choice to be the better person. I know I'm a better person when I wake up at 5 a.m. I know I'm a better person. I know I'm more productive, more efficient, less stressed. I train harder. I lose weight. It's a snowball effect. It's a snowball effect of goodness. And so it's got to happen. It's got to happen. And we can't have excuses anymore. Can't have any of that stuff. 5 a.m. Warriors, Ron Booz, Mike Romans, Todd Seiden, Joe Caniano. I know I'm going to see you out there. Chris Myers, Elena Fajaco. Elena taught me how to say her last name. All you guys out there. Jamie Hitchings out on the West Coast. You got the 3 hours. I see you getting up early, though. You guys are tough, man. All you guys getting up early, getting it done. Let's keep it up. I'm going to start doing it more often. I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to try to do it, honestly, every day. Because you know what it is? You're making a conscious choice to be better, right? And look, I'm not saying that you listening has to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm not saying that. Maybe your time is 6 a.m. Maybe your time is 7 a.m. Maybe you work different schedules. Maybe you work nights. Maybe things can be different. Things can be changed. For me, that time is 5 a.m. That time where if I get up and I get moving and I get things done, 5 a.m., I am an exponentially better person and better for it. So going forward, that's what we're doing, guys. I'm back on it. And not only I'm on board, full tilt, got to do it, keep it up. 5 a.m. Warriors. I know, Ron, I know you're going to be right there with me. Mike Romans, I know you're going to be right there with me. I know a whole bunch of you guys. Seiden, your race is coming up real soon. Joe Caniano, you've been there in the mornings lately too, so good to see. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it going. If you want to support the podcast, head on over to patreon.com/ordinarymarathoner. Join one of those groups. We'll read your name out on the podcast. And you'll also join the scroll that's going to happen in about 5 seconds after I tell you every day is an ordinary day unless you make it extraordinary. So get after it, guys. At 5 a.m.